Hello, 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 hello. Okay, 1 second. I love how I just started the reading, and then I'm like, I actually kind of need to go to the bathroom, but I'll wait a little bit. Okay, so let me pull everything up, up. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Okay. So, yeah, yeah. Um, I'm just gonna go with ES because that's just better. So, hold on. I have to edit AS. Okay, that's good. So I can go into share mode. So, because I am going to use the restroom. Actually, I'm gonna pause before that. But just quick little intro. You got a Pisces like me. And you're just outside the combust zone with Mercury, so that's good. If you're born a little bit later, you'd have a Mercury combust sun, which makes you lack objectivity, but you don't have that. You're just outside the zone. The zone. Aquarius moon. Damn, I love that combo. Lots of 12th house Aquarius. June on the south node with Neptune there. Okay. Venus conjunct Uranus in Aquarius. Damn, 12th house. Mars and Aries conjunct Eris. Oof. Firepower. Um, and your Pisces rising, yeah. So okay. Um, third house, Jupiter and Saturn. You're born 2000. I love my 2000. My young people. I love you guys. I love it. I love you guys. And of course, you have fucking Chiron on your midheaven, which is conjunct my moon, by the way, which is why you're drawn to me. Um, because I'm here to help you with your big picture career purpose. Um, right off the bat, I see healer like written all over your chart. Like I can look for 2 fucking seconds and I can just see healer. Now, what how that looks, kind of like a million, doesn't mean you have to be a psychologist, an astrologer, whatever. But it's everywhere. Um, you know, 12th house is the house of Pisces. You have your moon there. You have all these planets there. And then you're a first house Pisces. I see a mix of leadership, right? Of like power, leadership, um, deep spirituality, right? Like way ahead of your fucking time. Like way ahead. I get a download, which my crystal is here. A download crystal. I swear to God, I'm not lying. Um, of accelerate the idea of accelerated karma for you. Not just because you're born 2000. I just from your chart and very very unique life path and purpose. I know all right away, which is interesting. And also, I just had this yesterday. Your part of fortune is exactly on my sun. Oh, yeah, like within 1 degree. It's it's right on my sun. So there's some links. We got some links. Um, and Pluto, yeah, Pluto's also in the midheaven. So damn. So there's like this mad career energy, and then it's like very interesting. Okay, and then the North Node's in Leo, which is like so common for me and my clients. Like I just had a client who, it's either like like so many of my clients are like either like South Node in Leo, North Node in Aquarius, like myself, or the opposite, like you, so our nodes are opposite nodes. The North Node is like the highest. Mika, my cat just pushed a whole container of food over, so I need to pause this, or there need all of it, and I'm really pissed at her, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Um, so okay, my cats just really did some bad things. Um, they spilled an entire container of food. I keep it all. I like all the packs. They're like airtight, in these like boxes. And Mika jumped up, pushed one over, and it spilled everywhere. And Esme's a food addict, and she tried to take advantage of it, and I had to clean it up. So, anyways, let's share the screen. And let's get in. Let's talk about this chart. So, so yeah, it's super mystical chart. That's right off the bat. Um, and there's a certain level of alien energy here. I always think of Pisces, Aquarius people as the people who are most capable of psychic exploits. And yeah, um, it's the last two signs, right? So it really is a combination for the gods, right? Neptune and Uranus, we talk about them as the ambassadors into the solar system, right? And how the energies that they represent are, and that they, I guess, as they were discovered, they were related to different times of elevation in human consciousness in modern history. Um, so nothing is, everything is synchronistic in this world, and there's deep meaning to all of that. So when you have all this Aquarius, right, your moon and your sun in Pisces, there can be, I don't even want to call it imposter syndrome because that implies something completely different, um, which would be more low self-esteem, low confidence, third chakra imbalance. Maybe I don't know about the chakra stuff, but like that much. But like that's what I would guess. Like just like not feeling like you're good enough. You're worthy. But with this, I'm talking about like not like there could be like not feeling like you belong, like or feel like having felt like that. Um, and it's so important, right, to find the right group of people. Um, people that speak to your soul, where there's not that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for that I can't think of, that I won't think of. Where you can just express yourself freely and not have to be kind of looking over your shoulder. Walking on eggshells is a good metaphor for that. Because you're gonna see, you're someone who, even at your age, you see things in such a advanced way, right? Um, and if you don't at this point, um, I mean, of course you do. You're getting a reading with me, and you're super young, you know. So 1 second, I have to take food away from the attic. She literally, like, it's so funny. She looks at me with this look of shame. I know you love animals because you're an Aquarius. I've never met an Aquarius woman that does not like love cats. And by the way, Aquarius is like my favorite sign, and we're both Pisces, so it should be a very because this is nice. The reading I just did before you was a very great reading too. It's nice to go from someone, I did a reading last night with a chart that was very similar to mine, and it's always nice. Ours aren't that's like, they're similar, but they're not so similar. But anyways, enough about that. So Pisces, Sun, Aquarius, Moon. What's okay? So the Sun is obviously, it's like your identity. It's the core essence of who you are, what you represent. Um, you know, do not think that um your your Sun is more important than your Moon. Uh, I would go as far as to argue, and I have been doing this, that the sun is more important than the moon, or excuse me, the moon is more important than the sun. Now, it's not by much, but if I have to choose one, it's like, maybe like a 50.5 to 49.5. But it's probably, like it's just to kind of show that the moon is really important. And people are so obsessed with the sun. I'm a Pisces. I'm a Capricorn. I'm a Aquarius. Oh my God, I love Capricorn. Like, fuck that. That's not astrology. That's bullshit. That's what it is. Um, that's an offense to astrology. And people who talk like that are the reason that people don't respect astrology. So I know their intentions aren't bad, but they're stupid as fuck. Or at least what they're saying is stupid as fuck. Not them necessarily. They can always grow and learn. But um you, my friend, are not stupid as fuck. In fact, quite the opposite. Aquarius is the sign of the genius. Sometimes it's the genius, the hidden genius, right? And that goes even further. I know that when I said that, you may have felt that one. Because it's your Aquarius is buried in your 12th house. Buried, I don't mean that in the sense of buried in a bad way. I just mean that the 12th house hides the plants in there, right? They're very nondescript. They're rather um, you know, they're not just shown like a first house plant. Interestingly though, your Pisces, which is the natural ruler of the 12th house, is your ascendant, hence it is your first house. So in essence, um, you have this Pisces energy that's more external. Now, as it relates, as I was getting to and alluding to and talking a little bit, its relationship with Aquarius, well, they're back-to-back signs. So they're sequential. So there's a sequential narrative in your chart, right? Um, on one end, right, you you really feel like it's like I already said this, but I'm gonna say it again. You can feel very, very what's the word? Out of place in certain social situations. Because you're such a rebel and you're such a authentic person, right? And a futuristic, like outside the boxer, right? That's why at your young age you've already found astrology. You're already like, this is amazing, this stuff. You know why? One is past lives. Two, you know, you have an amazing intuition and you have this ability. And this is why Aquarius is such an amazing sign. I love it so much. Is that you have no idea how many of like my clients that are like your age are Aquarius. It's more than half. Aquarius sun or Aquarius suns or moons. Usually suns, but also moons. Just at least they have Aquarius in their sun or is the sun or the moon. And it's because they have less trouble just not giving a shit than people with other signatures. So it's very, very, very positive. Um, and to have your Venus and your Moon conjunct in the 12th house is a with Uranus is a sure sign of psychic abilities. Now, whether you've manifested them, I don't know. You also have natal Mercury retrograde rising. Never seen that before. So yeah, very, very important for you to um like to think of your intuition, the intuitive part of you as a muscle that needs to be worked out, you know? You have like a like, basketball players like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Jordan, you know, keep going on and on. But then you have other players who, they may have not had the natural talent, but they work their ass off, you know? You, when it comes to that, are like on that high level, right? Um, but even, if Michael Jordan never tried basketball, he would have never known, right? So back to what I was saying before, you know, the this the one of the issues, right, with all of this energy is that it's not used to Earth. Um, and it sometimes like boundaries can be really difficult, especially when it comes to relationships, um, romantic relationships. Pisces have this potential. I said potential because you have this energy in your chart that kind of goes another way. But Pisces Sun, and like it's actually very very conflicting. So I'm going to talk about the conflict, or like the split rather than conflict. So on one side, right, the Pisces side is very boundless, right? It's very like it can lack boundaries. It can also, you're really trying to form a spiritual identity for yourself in this lifetime, right? An identity that's based on your true self, right? And that's what Aquarius is all about. Because your moon's in Aquarius, you have the moon talks about your emotional need, right? What you need to feel like happy, comfortable, at ease. It's a need. The sun is is it a want? This not really. It's more of like the sun is like a purpose, um, a light. But yeah, these other energies, very, very different. So yeah, having boundaries and making sure that you're around the right people is paramount to you and your life and just everything really, right? And it can be really easy for Pisces risings, especially. Which by the way, um, uh, I think the best sign for actors, like Pisces risings, like are like chameleons. Like they can just like blend in, not even on like a fake way, like because they're so intuitive and like they are really really good at blending in to different social situations, to different cultures, whatever it is, environments. They can feel the energy in a room, and it's like this third eye is just naturally open, right? Um, so the issue with that though is that it can be so open that when you're around low vibe people with negative energies, with negative entities, whatever you want to call it, toxic people, Pisces is so compassionate that it can want to like just see the potential in someone as opposed to the reality of them, which is a very dangerous slope, right? Now, Aquarius is quite different than that. Aquarius is very detached, and having Aquarius moon, um, it can actually make one quite detached from their emotion. Um, so that's what's really fascinating about your chart. And I have some good friends who have these same placements, right? It can be this back and forth between like deep Piscean compassion, like closeness to the divine, to source, they're always deeply spiritual, right? But boundaries, especially when they describe their younger years, which you're currently in, they describe it as an issue, right? Recklessness also with Aquarius 12th house, self-sabotage. Um, taking like being so rebellious to the point to where it's like not even a good thing in some cases, right? I mean, you're definitely a risk taker. You have your Mars and fucking Aries conjunct Eris, like that's like the volcanic placement of the century. I mean, like Eris is like a asteroid that's like in one word a volcano. So if it touches a planet like Mars, which is already the planet of action and red and war and just power and it's already volcanic in itself. If it's in Aries, Mars and Aries is a volcanic placement. To have Eris on it, it can make someone have a lot of anger issues, and they have a deep need to have a physical outlet, like a sport or a martial art, that they can get that energy out, or it can lead to tons of frustration. And also, it could lead to escapist tendencies because sometimes people that have that, they'll just smoke a bunch of weed because they don't want to deal with the emotions or with the anger. They don't want to, or no, it's not even that. They don't want to find ways to self-regulate. Um, so okay, I heard my enough. Even though I just vacuumed everything yesterday with my new awesome vacuum, cordless vacuuming. It's the best thing ever. Like fun vacuuming. Okay, enough about that. But yeah, so that's the thing with the Pisces. But yeah, with the Aquarius, like, um, you'll be so tapped in, but in love, you might really have some trouble with respect to like this back and forth between potentially having boundary issues, but then also the complete opposite, which is like, um, you know, just like myself, we both have Venus and Aquarius. Um, you are like it's not even a need. It's like if there was a word in that described a need times a million, that's what you have for freedom. Um, and a disdain that you have for anything or anyone trying to hold you back or tell you what to do. Yeah, that's not working. In fact, it's like counteractive. And that's what I'm talking about. Like the self-sabotage is that, you could get some good advice or some good like counsel, but then just be like, fuck that. I don't want to do what anyone tells me to do. And even if it was like good advice, so you have to watch out for the stubbornness that Aquarius can have. Um, so yeah, I mean, I like how they work out together. Now obviously in your chart, you have fire, you have water, you have earth, or you have air, but you don't have any earth. Like myself, no similarity we have. So, basically, Earth is what grounds us. I mean, you have Jupiter and Taurus, so I guess that helps a little bit, but I'm talking about the big six planets, big three, Mars, Venus, and Mercury. And maybe I should message you to tell you I'm doing yours now. Be a little bit excited. But where are you? That's you, right? No, I have so many people with the same name as you. It's weird. It's not even, I guess it should be right here. are you? I have to- Oh, and I was supposed to look at your Squarespace notes. I had a feeling about that. I was gonna look at that anyways. Okay, I want to see your photo with that one. Anything? Okay, so you said, uh, yeah. So you asked about special stuff, degrees. I'm not like that into degree theory, to be honest. Not that I don't believe in it, I just don't really. I don't know. I just think it's like not unnecessary, but I don't think it's. I don't know. I'm like there's far more important things, and I feel like I want to give what's most important. Um, but I still didn't find what I wanted to find. Oh yeah, because I didn't have your shit written down. Whatever, I can find that later. I'm gonna look for like two more seconds. Okay. Well, has to be here. Okay, 4 weeks. You definitely contacted me sooner than that. Okay, well, whatever. No, it has to be in the last 2 weeks. That's not you. 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 That's definitely not you. Okay. Well, I guess it will be a challenge to find you, which is not good. I don't like that. Although maybe have we been communicating via email? I guess I can just send you an email. I can't find your IG. Whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah, you haven't just talked to me through email. Did you tell me over Instagram? Okay, I'm just emailing you. So yeah, okay. Sorry for the little delay there. Little halftime show. Um, Not halftime, but Anyways, so yeah, huge indicator of psychic abilities is when your moon is conjunct Venus. The more that you dive into your spirituality, so you asked about special gifts. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, 12th house. Of course, there can be issues with the mother. Although Venus conjunct the moon can also be lots of love with the mother. But there could have been a situation where the mother, or who the least dominant parent, usually it's the mother, just wasn't around as much, right? So, um, wow, Venus and Uranus in that house at the South Node. Like, first of all, you're a past life mystic, right? Because you have 12th house South Node, which is like, the been there, done that. Like who you've been in the past life. So in the 12th house, the house of Pisces, and to have Jupiter there, or Neptune, which is, the planet of, mystical experiences, planet of Pisces, it kind of like doubles down that. That's massive. So that's really cool. And in this, and you brought in a lot of that into this lifetime. Now, the South Node is square Jupiter though. So that is very, very interesting, because what that tells me, and what degree is, yeah, what that tells me is that you were lied to in a past life. Um and that lied to, or something that made it so, despite all these gifts you had, they stayed hidden. In this life, it's about manifesting them, right? Because your North Node is in Leo. So you've taken a back seat. You've always been like a very healing soul, but in North Node and Leo is about allowing yourself to take center stage, allowing yourself to shine, right? And it can be very hard for people who have that North Node and Leo to do that. And in the 12th house, the South Node, right? There can be a tendency to be a little bit escapist, and a little bit avoidant, and big dreams, but not actually, doing the things necessary to make them come true. So in this life, it's like there's a big need for you to lean into that firepower, super supercharged Mars in Aries, right? And manifest, physically go out there and do it, right? Now, Pisces first house, I always think of it as this is what I think about, right? I think about your dreams, your intuition, the things that your highest like spiritual aspirations, like being able to manifest them in physical reality. That's like the goal, right? In some type of way, however that looks for you. Um, And with the sixth house north node, there's a need to find like a step-by-step process that works for you in the you know in getting to that goal, right? Like what is it, right? Um, so that's very important. And you know, time alone is extremely important for you. I said extremely. I hope I emphasized that word enough. Extremely important for you. In one quick second. Hold on one moment. Literally 1 second. Okay, good. So when you're a 12th houser, like you, or Neptunian slash Uranian, especially Neptunian, there's a massive need to like you take in so much of the energies, even the thoughts, if you with your Mercury and Pisces, of those around you, that you have a special psychic talent, but um it can be difficult like to distinguish between your thoughts and the thoughts of those around you. So if you're living in a very crowded place, it could be better to be in a more natural place. It's not a must, but just to be aware of the impact that your surroundings, your environment has on you, because it definitely has one. And besides that, you in your alone time is really where you find yourself, right? Where you find your inspiration, there's a need for it. There's a need to isolate yourself from time to time. Now, you're an Aquarius moon, so that's that gives an emotional need to be social and to be part of um of whether it's a group of friends or a group, um you know like groups of people, whether it's like for something related to your dharma slash career or just friends, are playing a huge role in your life, right? But there's a level of darkness that can come with that. Um, and a lot of that has to do with boundaries. So it's really important to set firm ones, to really push yourself to set firm ones. But the interesting thing is that, like, yeah, Pisces sun, super sensitive, all that, this, that, third. Aquarius moon, it's an air moon. So air moons can have this ability to like have like almost like an on-off switch on their emotions. Not that they're like sociopaths or something like that, just that they, it's almost like I'm jealous, like, I mean, I'm a Sag moon, so it's not like so different, but I mean, it's fire, so it is different. But air moons, it's like, I always give the example like this. Like, you have the Cancer moon, right? Which is obviously like, the the dignity moon position, the position the moon feels most natural. And the same thing happens to both people, right? The Cancer moon cries about it, but gets rid of, like, in doing so, gets rid of that energy, right? Kind of like how like a cat, when they get in a fight, or an animal in general, they like shake it off, right? They get the energy out. But an air moon might hold it in. And it might not be till months later. So there can be a level of aloofness with the Aquarius moon, um, which can be tough for relationships, right? Now, speaking of relationships, let's get into that. And you don't have that many like huge aspects, right? I mean, yeah, Pluto square Sun, that's huge, but that's about it. And Pluto square Mercury, and Sun square Chiron. That's important too. Besides the conjunctions, like, you have a lot of conjunctions, right? Planets are close, like right next to each other. But yeah. So with love, relationships can be like, if you don't have that, like, okay, I can speak from experience, my friend. Like, if I don't, if like, I have a lot of Aquarius energy too, but not as much as you, obviously. I never um would ever sleep, like, share a bedroom ever with a partner, right? Um, I need so much space. Um, And I'm a Pisces also, right? So like, I feel, and I'm Pisces Mercury. So I also like you feel everything so intensely, right? I'm very it also makes you very, very in touch with like the kind of collective unconscious and the zeitgeist. So for you, I'm not gonna say your name, E, it's important for you to really, really, really like learn to trust your intuition and work on your intuition because you have a special, special, special intuitive potential. But even I want to say this, even if you like didn't work on it at all, you would still have it in bunches, right? Like, the third eye would still be open. It's just to like what extent, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't just go away. Um, Moon conjunct Venus is nice. But like one like in it like because like it adds like a lot of positivity like emotionally, right? But one of the things though, I keep saying my friend, which I don't say much. That's interesting. Is there is the potential to get lost in hopelessness. That's why the spiritual path is so important for you. And that's about that square, Jupiter squaring the nodes. That you're really here, like there's a skipped step in past lives around meaning and finding meaning. So as a Pisces Aquarius, you're naturally gonna be like pulled towards these areas of life that are less explored and more taboo. But the key point is to find meaning, right? Um, so I wanted to throw that in there. And mm, now you're a gifted communicator for sure, but there could be something in your early life that may have held you back from actually believing yourself, believing in your abilities, in your abilities, in your thought process, in your um in your like because you're so different, right? In a good way. Being Aquarius, which is like the odd one out, the road less traveled person, blah blah blah. Um, you may have felt at an early age, and where's your Chiron in Sag, yeah, on your midheaven, which literally shows that you're meant to be a healer. You're meant to be a healer for a career. What kind of healer? I don't know. But and even if you're like, oh well, I'm like literally like, studying business, that's fine, Um, that's fine, but like as long as your career really teaches you, like you really want something that you can learn about human psychology and also about truth, right? About like what it's all about. So, key stuff. But the Jupiter in third house kind of offsets the Saturn, and yeah, it can make one a very talented. It gives intelligence, a sign of intelligence, and a sign of someone who can, who has a gift of gab. Once they, and it usually, but sometimes there can be some shyness to express that until after the Saturn return, 29.5 years. You told me not to sugarcoat anything, but there's really not. Well, I'll get to the tough stuff in a sec, but just know that like you have no hard aspects to your moon, which is the hardest shit. Um, so yeah, leave that there for a second. Um, so yeah, um, very important to have alone time. Even though you're Pisces rising, which tends to be shy, you have Mercury rising, so it's retrograde. So you are just a super, super deep thinker. Um, and in past lives, like I believe that okay, I know because I can tell from the chart. that you underspoke in past lives. You didn't exercise your throat chakra enough. So that's another huge karmic goal for you, is to speak your authentic self mind, and to speak up when you need to, for yourself, for others, all that. You know, Aquarius moons have a tendency to, really care more than any sign or moon sign. Like, they're the ones that, like, they find a cause they believe in, and they go to wits end to, do everything they can, whether it's animals, whatever, right? That's Aquarius. It's like so humanitarian, right? About making the world a better place. But the irony is that when it comes to interpersonal relationships, there can be a certain apathy, or a certain, like, coldness, or a certain, like, inability to connect, um like, which the Pisces, of course, will offset. I just said that. But yeah, like, it will offset it to an extent, but you definitely need a very unconventional relationship, right? So you're, not gonna want to follow the conventions of, get married to this type of man or woman or whatever, blah, 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 and do this and that, and, get a job, and, do, like, that's not gonna, you're gonna not, you're gonna be probably afraid of that, like, traumatized by that thought, right? Um, you are an artist, you're whether you exercise art or not, or do art or not, like, it's not about doing it. It's about the state of mind. Like, it's about the way you see the world. Mercury retrograde makes someone a right-brained individual. So you're abstract, right? You see the deeper meaning in things. And that's important, right? To know about. And you also, will have a very different learning style, which could have spoken to that Saturn in the third house. Perhaps, um, it was difficult for you, like, growing up early in school, because you always knew you were very smart, or maybe you didn't know, right? But, like, you eventually have learned. Um, but yeah, like, sometimes people who have that, they can, because they're just so different, because they're just so eccentric, with, like, they're so ahead of their time, and they think so differently. It's looked at in our, like, very, like, lame kind of education system as for our, the American, um the ancient R, for me at least, um which I'm actually coming to America for a month on the 22nd. I come most years for like a month. um Kind of have a mom that lives there, so, and brother, so, pets. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so the earlier you can kind of realize that you're not like everyone else, that you're different, that your purpose is very different, your purpose is very, very important, very unique, you can start to break away. um Now, what can be difficult, though, is that very process, right? um Especially if you live where you grew up, because you can very easily, and I say this in so many readings, outgrow people, right? Um, Now, going back to what I was talking about before, right? Um, Relationships that have any kind of cleanness, any kind of, like, control, anything like that restrict your freedom and your individualization in any way, will feel like a prison to you, and you'll be like, I need to get the F out, right? So, it's very key for, the Venus and Aquarius conjunct Uranus, to have partnerships that complement their individuality, right? Where they have tons of freedom and space to express themselves in an authentic manner and grow. Like they want partners that like they value what you value is the eccentric ones, you know? Like you don't value just a guy, or I can't assume sexuality, but let's say like just the guy or girl, let's just say guy. I'm not gonna say that. I don't know, whatever. Um, the individual that they might be attracted to, the potential partner, they don't value the one just because of looks. Like for it's really, really about the mind, and about someone that you can um, learn from, or someone who is open-minded enough that even if they're not like into the same stuff as you, they're fascinated by what you have to say, right? Like, or at least open to learning about it, right? That's very important. But having no earth in your chart, and I always circle around these readings. I like to touch on little pieces and then come back to them, right? My own style. Having no earth besides Jupiter, which is a middle planet. By the way, in case you didn't know, the inner planets, the big three, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, they rule conscious parts of our personality, while the outer planets are more generational and karmic, right? They're more about what house they're in and the karmic lesson that they're here to teach you. So, yeah. And of course, the outer planets are extremely important, most important when they're in aspect, which is like a 90-degree square, 180-degree opposition, a conjunction, right? With important inner planets, like your sun right here, square, 90 degrees. Well, it's 88, but you have like a 8-10 degree orb. Pluto and Chiron. Um, so before I get to that though, the lack of Earth gives you a huge need to have a really solid routine and to find ways to ground yourself physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. All I know I said physically twice, but like in every single imaginable way, right? You need to have ways that you can ground yourself, or you will lose your shit. You will just go out to the escapist tendencies, which I'm not saying bad escapist necessarily, but not facing reality is the best way to explain it. That can come up for sure. Um, so 1 second, by the way. I think I have a new idea of how to find your Instagram. I just want people to know I'm doing your reading now, Like I just want them to know. It's not really intense. Okay, so you're not this Elias. This is totally you, isn't it? See, this proves how I have never looked at your wait, this looks like the email photo. I've never looked at your Instagram. Yes, I found you. Wait, no, maybe I didn't. Wait, did I? I swear. Wait, that has to be with you. I'm not gonna say the name out loud. That has to be you. And the timing lines perfectly. Okay, that is totally you, right? I'm gonna just say it. Okay, just DM'd you. Okay, I found you on that thing you follow also. You look like someone I know. It's like really confusing. Who the fuck do you look like? No, it trips me out. You blonde? God, who is it? Okay, well, I'm not gonna fucking remember. I'm not gonna know. Whatever. Anyways, so I did find you. Cool, awesome. So good. Good, good, good. Okay. So yeah, like which okay, I just saw Singer. So I cheated. Okay, I cheated. Well, guess what? That's what you're supposed to be doing. North Node in Leo. You're meant to do exactly that, my friend. I just said that again. Um, you're meant to be expressing yourself, to expressing your authentic self. And this is the huge thing about North Node and Leo in general, right? Remember this for your whole life. That's a little intense, but okay. Low vibe Leo does it for the views, for the external validation, right? High vibe Leo does it for the sake, the creating, for the sake of the love of the craft and of the fact that it gets them closer. It's like a spiritual pursuit in itself, right? It's called authentic self-expression. It gets them in touch with their inner child, which is what you're trying to do. So I'm so fucking happy that I just saw Singer. I didn't like really like look like that much your profile. I was just kind of tripped out by like who the fuck you look like that I like know. I think it may have been a girl that I briefly dated like a long time ago, but like no, it wasn't her. Yeah, I'm just gonna forget about it because it's just gonna drive me crazy. But you look identical to someone that I for sure know. Either that or we have like some past life stuff. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's weird. Whatever. Forget about that. Nothing happened. Yeah. But yeah. So I'm also gonna say, I'm just gonna say it. You're very attractive. Um, and I'm not. When I say that, I don't mean that in the sense of like obviously you're beautiful, like blah blah. I mean that in the sense that as a Pisces rising, right? There's a mystique and a certain mysteriousness that comes, right? And when it's in the first house, it's manifested in the physical, but it's usually something that's way more hidden, which is such a cool thing to me, right? To see like first house Pisces. And by the way, just so you know, not many people know this. Um, it is these two rising signs, Pisces and Aries, that are the least common, the most rare. Now, I reopened your Instagram because there's a photo that like explained it perfectly. It's your second photo. The first photo of it, right? That is exactly what Pisces rising is. It's that look of innocence, mystique, intrigue. No one can look at you and have any idea what you're thinking, you know? So, yeah. It's really dope. Really, really dope. Okay. Enough. Now, you must watch out for escapism. Um, I'm not gonna go as far as saying like addiction. Um, but you know that is something that can happen with a 12th house. Um, you know, people like people can get addicted to shit. I mean, it is the house of repressed energies. So, I mean, it's nice that you have your moon and Venus together, but a lot of times moon in the 12th house means you know, issues with the mother. Um, we haven't got to the father stuff yet. Um, but yeah, Uranus on your Venus conjunct the moon, that is like when you can ground yourself, when you can sit and you can get, you know, meditate, you need to learn to meditate if you don't already. You need, I'm telling you, like you need to. And of course, when I tell you you need to, you're gonna be like, fuck that, don't tell me what to do. But I'm telling you, as a Pisces to Pisces, like, trust me. I have no earth in my chart, life changer for me. Um, and I'm not telling you don't drink. You're fucking Pisces, you know? Um, you know, things have a way of working themselves out. As you know, that's the Pisces fucking mantra. Um, like myself, I drank I was a party machine until like 25-ish. Yeah. Then I took a little bit of time off. Um, and then got back to it, not as like crazy, but you know. And then my Saturn return hit, and I just like stopped. I just like I still like go to like music festivals. I'm a huge electronic music fan. All over the world. I go to like a lot of music festivals. Um, but it's less than it's like the times I amount of times I drink per year, and it's probably because of my job. Like I can't really afford to be hungover, you know, and because like I've enjoyed less like what alcohol does for me. Um, and I like it to be a rare occasion, but like it's like I don't even it's effortless, you know. And this is coming from someone that used to drink like what, like 4 nights a week for a long period of time. Not going to incriminate myself, but let's just say that there were some other things too. I wrote a book about it, so whatever. Nothing ever like the scary stuff, you know, just the fun stuff. I don't know. But that's behind me, so who gives a fuck? Um, and I have a book about it, by the way, which, by the way, you should know about. It's called Pisces Live Nine Lives. Um, I like to tell people about it who I think might who are younger and who have similar charts to me. It's not about my life story, but um, you know, the first two chapters are, but then it's about like things. It's basically like things I wish I would have known at your age. So it's on Amazon. If you want? I get like $3 for each copy sold. I haven't even looked at like how like my sales for those in probably 8 months. Like legit, I have no idea, no idea. And I don't really look at like the like Amazon like when they send me money, like I don't even really like look at it. So like that account. So I just have no fucking idea. Like I don't care. I would give them away for free if I lived in LA. I would just like be like, or you don't live in LA. Sorry if that offended you. But I do go to LA. My mom's from San Francisco, so I was born there. I grew up in Portland when Portland used to be fucking awesome. Now it sucks. Um, and like my family business is in LA. But my mom is in SF. My bro is in Denver. So yeah, West Coast, even though I prefer East Coast, even though I haven't spent much time in East Coast. Anyways, um, so yeah, love for you also. Um, you know, you are such a deeply spiritual person. by nature that you can, I'll say this 17 times. You cannot be with someone who does not support, and not only support, but push forward your spiritual journey and your journey towards authentic self-expression. Capiche? Capiche. Now, carrying on. Losing yourself in yourself is nice, but when you have a set rule, now I'm saying this firmly, a set grounding rule, like I'm going to meditate for this amount of time each day. Even if I fuck up, I'm going to try again the next day. Or even if I suck, and I teach astrology and I do astrological counseling, by the way, in case you're interested. And sometimes like I'll literally be teaching someone how to meditate. It's so like, yeah. But I'm an expert meditator. I can meditate right now. If you said meditate, I can meditate for, I was gonna say 24 hours. But just the fact that I was gonna say that, yeah, I could do it. Like, I wonder how long I can meditate for if like my life depended on it. Probably till I die, honestly. Actually, yeah, I don't know. I have to think about that longer. No, yeah, I could just keep going, just get deeper and deeper, and then I would just like completely evaporate as Jesse, and then the people trying to kill me would just be like, "We give up. This is fucking boring for us watching you sit here." Yeah, anyways, I knew your Pisces Mercury will understand my tangents and my talk. Because we have the same Mercury, right? So we process information in the same way, which is through the metaphor, which is through the arts, which is through the yeah, metaphors is like the best way to describe it, right? Through the abstract. That's what we like. We don't like the fucking like the the like we like the depth. So I'm so fucking proud of you, even though I don't even know you, that you are a singer. And I right now hereby stand as Jesse Innocent, wishing you the best luck and success. And by success, I mean happiness found, while also being able to have it be what earns you your life. I wish that for you. So now it will happen for sure. I'm just joking, but you have manifestation powers on that. I mean, we all do, but you especially. So remember, these are muscles, intuition, third eye. You're gifted, but you have to fucking do it. You have to do it. You have no follow-up with me. I highly suggest getting one, because there's a lot we can talk about. I'll give you a massive discount also, if you're interested, but you will have to make your own choice. I know you're young. But anyways, okay, I continue. So if I went on about the amount of psychic, like intuitive indicators in your chart, you'd be like, what the fuck, bro? So should I start? Okay. Let me go back on camera so you can see my face. It's something more profound. So Neptune in the 12th house. Come on. That's literally like the energy where you have a fucking grasp of, almost to the point of being overwhelmed by the undercurrents of the world, right? And that's where like the whole daydreaming and escaping through fantasy and escapism stuff can come through. But like it makes you so compassionate and so psychic. That's one. Two, the fact that the South Node, your past life you, is conjunct that very Neptune. That means that you had that in a past life. Three, Neptune. Wait, yeah, three. Uranus in the 12th house by itself. That gives one downloads. right? That gives one intuitive flashes when you can ground yourself, when you can sit and not have these evasive thoughts. I mean, you have to let the evasive thoughts come, and it's just eventually over time, they just stop coming because you sit through them. You don't push them away. You welcome them in and you investigate them. You just sit. You set a timer for yourself. No matter what, you add 1 minute to it each day. You sit. Oh, this thought keeps coming up. And then you gently, with self-compassion, because it's meditation is learning to relate to yourself with self-compassion. You say, you gently say, like, thought or whatever. I appreciate if you just like, there is a Rumi teaching that says allow your demons in for tea. Okay, so we're at 3 or 4, I forget. 3. 4 is moon in the 12th house by itself, right? 5 is Venus in the 12th house. 6 is Venus conjunct moon in the 12th house. 7 is Pisces Mercury. 8 is just being a fucking Pisces. And 9 is being a Pisces ascendant. Like, what else? Oh yeah. Palace, which is like it's like the third eye. It's like the asteroid rose the third eye in fucking Cancer in the 5th house. That's like all about being very intuitive, relying on your emotions to guide your opinions and thoughts. Like a very empathetic listener as well. So yeah. So 9. And that's what I see now, right? So you asked about special talents. There you go. And then 10, Chiron on the midheaven, meant to be, your midheaven is your career. Chiron is a healer. So there you go. So yeah, but you're really but like not like this won't be as not necessarily possible, but as good as doable unless you can create that solid ground of routine and of uh yeah, like really like trying your best. I know it's hard. I have no Earth in my chart too, yo. So it's like I know how fucking hard it is to be the same person day after day and how confusing it can be, right? Especially with certain transits that might come up, right? But you gotta try your hardest. You gotta try your hardest. Even if your routine is weird as fuck like mine. This is so early for me, by the way. It's 3 a.m. right now, and this was my second reading of the night. But I made a point that like I was starting right after the World Cup games tonight. I was like, I'm starting right away. Fuck. So you like there's times where like I'd be like starting right now. So yeah. Um then we talk about okay, your Mars and Aries. Now this is a very different energy than the rest of your chart, right? Mars and Aries is also trined by Chiron and Pluto and the midheaven. That's amazing. Mars is the planet of power, of the leftover animal instinct. So this is what gives you that little fierceness, that little like competitive drive. Like maybe you were playing sports growing up, and also having first house sun, right? Is very good. Right? It's a really, really good for being a leader and having such a determination to express yourself in the Pisces sense of the imagination, like I said, putting your imagination into your identity. And some people might consider it like see it as like arrogant or selfish or self-serving. Well, fuck them, because guess what? In past life you have been nothing but a giver. You have given so much, like legit. You have given so fucking much in past lives that now it's time for you to be the star. Remember that forever. I'm not even joking about the intensity of that one. Because people will look at a first house, especially Pisces, where they can be so sensitive and be like, yo, like they'll be like that person's selfish. Oh, she's like trying to be all cool and stuff, like blah blah. Like she's thinking she's this, she's that. Well, fuck them. Haters can fucking hate. But guess what? You're an Aquarius moon, so you don't give a shit. Most likely, you're just like, you know what? I don't like Aquarius moon is the ultimate like I don't give a fuck energy, like about other people's opinions. That's why I fucking love Aquarius so much. Um, but yeah, the Aries Mars, that is like physical dominance. It's the best Mars placement with Scorpio. But Scorpio dominates through psychologically, right? Aries dominates physically. Mars and Aries people. I don't I was thinking about this the other day. I don't really I'm a male astrologer, I'm straight. I don't really like talk like it's like I don't really like talking about sex, but like, this is astrology. So I'll just say I kind of like, I don't know, I kind of just diminish it by saying that let's just say Mars and Aries, if you go on a forum online and you search what is the best sign in bed or some shit like that, or the highest sex drive, it's always Mars and Aries, um, or Mars and Scorpio. Mars and Aries always is the highest sex drive, but when I say sex, I can mean sex like having sex, but I can also mean sexual energy, right? Prana. This gives you a ton of that. So you have a strong desire to initiate all types of activities. Very spontaneous also, which helps so much with that. If you didn't have this Mars in Aries, like you would be very wishy-washy. You wouldn't have that drive forward. And the fact that Pluto trines it, I mean, that's amazing, right? But you have to watch out for being accident prone. Or what the fuck? That doesn't make no sense. You are accident prone, so you have to watch out for taking too many risks. And I think it gives you like a little edge, Now with the square trine with Pluto, that's a very supportive one. That gives a very high energy level. And a call to like to right the wrongs you see around you in society, right? Now Mars trine your super strong Chiron, and by the way, you have Pluto and Chiron in your midheaven, which Pluto in the midheaven is prominent in famous people. I'm just telling you. The Mars trine Chiron is basically someone who can speak, with your strong intuition and your care for humanity. Someone who can speak for the speechless, for the people without voices, right? Um, and having like this fearlessness to confront and resolve like very like sensitive issues, I guess you could say, right? Um, yeah, really like strong spiritual will. And also because Mars and Chiron, which is the healer, are connected, you have a part of you that where you can really like heal other people, and an urge to do it. And because it trines your midheaven, Mars, that is really, really good firepower for you manifesting your career goals. And your Mars is conjunct Eris, which makes you explosive, and you have to watch out for anger. As a Pisces, that'll help that. Pisces rising. Yeah. So I love that you're a singer in your Pisces. Fucking awesome. And I love that, you know, it, if you do get into that industry deeply, and by the way, like I purposely don't look at your profile or any client's profile until after I've done the reading. But if you are like, you know, deeply involved, or you're gonna get like deeply in that industry, like you have that chameleon ability. Just always remember that. And you know what's also so fucking cool is that you have Mercury fucking rising in retrograde. So, Mercury retrograde, like I said, you didn't speak up enough for yourself in past lives. So now it's time for you to speak or sing up. But the fact that it's rising means that communications play a massive role in your personality. All fucking makes sense. Um, but yeah, like Venus Aquarius, yeah, like we are weird when it comes to love. We need so much space, and sometimes we feel so misunderstood, right? And you can feel very misunderstood. So, I feel you. I'm with you. And it's all about finding those authentic friends, you know, the ones that really, really, really are real. Also, your Juno is also an Aquarius, so your ideal mate would be someone, but and it's conjunct South Node, so that means that your marriage or and most important, like your love relationships in life will be all extremely faded. So you don't have to worry about shit. Um, okay, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Um, you'll yeah, and you will learn a lot through your relationship, like a lot, a lot. So Ceres is in Libra, so that actually is in the eighth house. That you know that's kind of like your second moon, but not even close to as important, obviously. That makes you feel very nourished through when you experience like these deep esoteric experiences, and when you actually get in touch with your deep emotions. Um, and you feel nourished when you delve deep into your intuition, into metaphysical matters, psychology, stuff like that. Um, and then there's other sexual implications where you can find or give comfort in sexual experiences, and also it can relate to like dying people, like where you could be someone who cares for dying people. Sirius in Libra, um, that's about feeling very nurtured and cared for when their loved ones create an atmosphere of peace and harmony and beauty. So, and also like when you're able to cooperate with those close to you. Very, very, yeah, very nice. So Pluto, 10th house, that means that you're really meant to make your mark on your career. Now you have to watch out though, because you have Black Moon, Lilith, and Capricorn, to not step over people too much or at all. To not step over people in your like, Aries and Marsness to the top battle. But that makes you a very powerful leader. And yeah, it's like really, really good. Really, 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 really good. I know I sound yeah, never mind. I was gonna make a joke, like I sound like I can't even say his name, the ex-president of the U.S. Um, but I had the exact same moon to the degree and exact same ascendant as him. So uh, I think it's funny how I'll make like statements like that, like really, 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 really. This is the best ever. Like I've always said that kind of stuff. It's just funny. Um, so yeah, and then Chiron on the midheaven, like hear me now when I say this, like you are meant to be a healer, and it could be through your music, but it could be, you never know what like in what ways it will show up. Because it's in Sagittarius. So you could have like literally two different careers or multiple like career switches, different periods of time where you could have the passion and the moneymaker. It's changeable, it's mutable midheaven. I love it. But in Sagittarius, um, maybe like, and I haven't even talked about the square with your sun in Pluto. Um, basically, you can feel insecure around your own belief systems in relation to your, usually your family or just in general. Um, and yeah, it makes you like a spiritual teacher, like someone who can be a spiritual teacher of ideals, right? In truth. But like you may have felt like really challenged by that early on. And then 10th house Chiron can make you feel inadequate and actually can bring some of that imposter syndrome into a career. So it's important to not yeah, like you can feel like inadequate in the outside world and feeling like your worth is not being recognized, right? So just like keep fucking grinding. That's all I gotta say. Like just keep grinding. I'm gonna tell you a story right now. So there's this comedian named Johnny Mitchell. He's from where I'm from in Portland. I found him randomly through YouTube. I'm really into like really fucked up dark comedy, not like fucked up in like a immoral way, just fucked up in like a, you know, like very like anti-PC way, I guess you could say. Like real comedy, how it always was until, these current times. Um, and he had a crazy life. He has a show now called The Connect, right? You may have seen it. It's on YouTube. It's one of the best YouTube series I've ever seen. It's incredible. It's about like the drug trade and his experience in it. I'm not gonna break the story. Like you watch one episode, if you if you're you're Pisces. I mean, you don't really have eighth house in your chart besides the series, but like I don't know, you'll probably be hooked. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a guy thing, but who knows? It's just super interesting. But basically, my story is this: he spent like 5 to 10 years trying to make it in Hollywood as a stand-up comedian after like all his like drug dealing stuff fell through. He went to prison, miraculously survived. Um, the craziest fucking story. Um, and like this guy would put out podcasts like on YouTube like that would get like 100 likes, and you just like he kept that professionalism. He just kept grinding. He just kept believing in himself. When many would have given up because he loved what he was doing. He had fun with it, right? So then, and he had written a book about his experience that probably did like very medium, kind of like my book. Actually, I don't even. I legit don't know how my book's done. I've sold quite. It's been quite good. I was like actually like number one or two, like I was pretty high up on like the Amazon spirituality new releases for like a few months. I was like one or like not. I never made one. I was two for a long time. If I remember. Yeah, it's like somewhere on my Instagram. Um, but basically, so this guy, comedian, right? He thinks his niche is comedy, which it is. And he's had like pretty good success doing it. He switches up. He makes this show called The Connect, where he literally just talks only about his experience in the drug game, which is like unlike any of these National Geographic ones. It's like crazy because I know this dude, like he's from my rival high school in Portland, right? Um, like I've talked to him. I was a patron of his. I've done live Zooms with him, talked to him before. I really saw potential in this guy. Like this guy's fucking funny as fuck. He does the comedy I like, which is just super like Uranian, like Aquarian, like disrespectful, not disrespectful, just like, he's a truth seeker, right? And he has like a serious side and like a very funny side. He's also, probably kind of an asshole, but whatever. I don't think I think he's a good guy, right? I don't think he's a bad guy. Let's just say that. Um, he's not a bad guy. He's not a great guy, but as long as you're not a bad guy, cool with me. Um, so yeah, he just like started the show The Connect. First week or two, like overnight success. I don't know if he has like a million. Like I think he's like I don't even know if he's like 700,000 or 800,000 followers in like such a short period of time. Like it's insane, isn't it? Like he spent years making the Johnny Mitchell show, and it was just like literally was like going nowhere, like legit, like very little growth. And then he just does this like really well edited, puts all his eggs just not just tries it out, and then it just goes viral. And now he's set, he's set. Like he will monetize. He's smart enough, entrepreneurial enough to, you know, have this set him for life. So it's just a crazy inspirational story. I just wanted to like tell you that, that sometimes it's not the lane that you think it is. So yeah. So yeah, there can be that pain, but that need to like overcome that in career. Um, I don't know why I switched out of phase because I'm wrapping up here or close to that. Um, so yeah, Yeah, it can make one feel like kind of unsure of their career path. And being a Pisces, it's really, really important for you to clarify your identity. Good thing it's in the first house, though. And the best way to do that is through the creativity, arts, and spirituality. So maybe, getting deep into astrology could be something really, really good for you. Guess what sign rules astrology? Or what planet? Uranus, which is AKA Aquarius. So we'll see if there's any like stars or asteroids or anything else. Okay. Yeah, Black Lilith and Capricorn I already talked about. 11th house. There can be quarrels with friends. You have to watch out with friends. You have to watch out for jealous friends being jealous of you. Um, and just keep, just only let people in who you really trust. Especially, yeah. Use your intuition when it comes to friends. And then with the career stuff, just don't step over people. It's bad karma. Just believe in God. Believe in God. I'm just joking. But like there can be like a kind of bossiness that can come from that, right? Like which is not bad. You have a lot of leadership power, but sometimes it can rub people the wrong way. This isn't a planet though. Black Moon Lilith is just a potential. It's you at your lowest vibe. So yeah. But going to the Sun square Pluto. This is a dark one. Usually it's around the father. Usually. And basically Pluto is so I talked about how you didn't have any Scorpio. Well, okay, this is the Scorpio, and this is why you probably like that show. Um, Sun square Pluto is a tough aspect, right? Um, Usually it is around the father, or whoever the more dominant parent is, who may have been like overly strict. There could be some trauma there. There could be like someone who's overly watching you, like overly like on your ass, right? And it has a very unsettling effect on personal relationships, right? It creates a very intense nature in the person. So it can make someone a control freak, right? Where ego conflicts can come up a lot, right? When you feel like you're not in control. Um, and a lot of times it's with more like influential or authority figures that these come up. Sun, right? So the whole point of it is that it's fast tracking you. It pushes you at a young age into the death, rebirth, transformation, into the shadow, right? Oftentimes it's with a parent, and through that you get into things like spirituality and self-expression, like you have. Um, so it's all about like trying to learn more harmony in relationships. Trying to get that. But there's really these continuous battles that happen, and in relationships it can be very unsettling because it goes completely against like the Aquarius energy that's like very chill, very like leave me alone, I'll leave you alone, come together when we come together. It's like you um, it can make someone like really really like want power so bad that they're willing to step over other people to get it, right? And it can come out in friendships, relationships, all that. So learning to like let things go is really important. Learning to just surrender. That's the main word, surrender. So yeah, and learning not to like have to like control and dominate. And until you transform into this more relaxed attitude, which is made easy with your being a Pisces, right? It can cause like a lot of journeys into the an underworld, right? Into your shadow, the darker side of reality of life. Um, it can also lead to like a fascination with the occult, of death, right? Like secret taboos in the sex life, right? In the occult. Also, it's very common in addiction. So I've already brought that up, right? But even those can lead to transformations, not to glorify those at all. That's what I went through. So whatever. But don't do it. Obviously. So yeah, it's all about like sacrificing your need to like control other people and situations, and that leads to the rebirth, right? Um, and it's not about sacrificing success in life. In fact, by doing this, you have more success because more people want to collaborate with you. So not like you're very competitive. It's about channeling that in a different way, in not in a non-threatening way. Um, into hard work, basically, right? Into ambition, while like just don't care about your competition. Just stay in your lane and just know that God is with you, and that if you do good, good will come to you. Okay, capiche? Um, so yeah, and then it's the same thing with Mercury, and then also Sun square Chiron that can just speak about how there's wounding around the self and the identity and identity crisis issues and the need to heal them. Pretty much. I mean, I already talked about that. I did not. So it's interesting that like your Chiron and your midheaven fall right on my moon. So somehow I don't know. I hope this is a good experience for you, but I'm trying my best. And yeah, maybe it opens up some doors um to you and enhancing your dharma and your purpose in this life and your career. Um Yeah, and with the Neptune ones, and by the way, you don't have like I said this before, but you don't have that many tough aspects. In fact, you have mostly really really amazing creative ones. You have Venus, yeah, they're mostly like sextile conjunctions. And then you have Sun. Oh, that's such a good one for Pisces to have. I have it too. We're born 10 years apart. Sun sextile Saturn. Um, 10 years, 12 years. What am I talking about? Wait, 10? No, no, exactly 10 years. Literally, my birthday is March 18th. Not exactly, but whatever. Um, that gives you more organizational powers. That is so fucking necessary for you, and I have that too. I'm like, thank God. Um, yeah. So yeah, you'll definitely be more artistic minded. But like the Mercury square Pluto is a tough one, because it can give very dark thoughts, and yeah, it can basically make someone through their mind kind of like it definitely gives lots of street smarts, um profound thinking nature, um but it goes back to like the control thing, and it can be a little bit manipulative potentially, right? um but like your thinking and view of the world are heavily influenced by like certain like intense and maybe in threatening situations, right? Like crisis in family, like all the experiences of the darker side of humanity that you may have experienced, right? Which may be the fruits that, or the what contribute to your art. Um, and these like rich life experiences can lead to strong opinions that you state strongly, right? With your Mars in Aries, which can lead to criticism. So there can be like lots of like really intense you know ego like discussions and battles, where you might take a very defensive attitude and use like forceful tactics to defend your position, right? So and like it can really attract like very strongly opinionated people who challenge your ideas. So it's all about not associating yourself and your identity with your ideas and your opinions, and allowing your opinions to be like don't attach to your opinions about things, like especially politics and shit like that, right? Because you may go to any length to defend them, and that doesn't fucking matter. That just takes away from your power. But yeah, it gives tons of street smarts. Um, and you're probably right with this shit, you know. Um, Especially if you've really looked, if we're talking about like geopolitics or like, you know, the truth of how the world really works, or if you've actually really like investigated that, you're probably really right. Um, but also there can be like a dictatorial tone, even though you have Mercury and sweet Pisces. You gotta watch out for that. But like basically like it's all about like developing your communication to a more diplomatic style, where you're really thinking about the other person's perspective. And also you're like through these like potential confrontations, your ideas and opinions undergo lots of transformation. So yeah, and lots of research. You're very, very research oriented gal. So what else? Yeah, quite good. Um, Chiron and fucking or Jupiter and fucking Taurus. That is money. Really, really good money. But also it makes you like a persistent suture. Oh man, I need to not do another reading after this because when I start mixing words, I could do. Maybe I'll do in like an hour. I'll give myself a break. But a persistent searcher of the truth. Yeah, and it also gives you a strong abundance for desire. So don't feel bad if you want money. It's in your chart. I already talked about how it makes you a great thinker and talker. Yeah. So okay. Gone over that. Gone over that. I got over pretty much everything besides Palette or Vesta. I mean, it's in Capricorn in 11th house. It makes you really, really like consistent, structured worker, with great discipline. And 11th house, it makes you dedicated to working in groups and group processes. Even if you probably like to, you're definitely more entrepreneurial. You're able to work with a team. Maybe you like to be the one in charge, and maybe that's how it's meant to be. But yeah, it's there. Okay, so let's pull up the stars. Whoop. How fucking long have I gone? I feel like I've been doing like unconsciously. I've been like doing longer readings for people who've waited longer than I told them they were gonna wait. But I haven't even planned that. I've just been fucking going wild. Um. Okay, let's see what's going on. So look at that. What did I fucking say? I didn't really say that much. You have Urania conjunct your moon. That is the asteroid of astrology. So you literally legit could be in a fucking astrologer or a numerologist. Like, I'm not just saying that. It's 1 degree exactly away from your moon. That's very important. So just remember that. Astrology is the most worthy study according to a very, very high Indian uh holy lady slash Vedic astrologer slash mystic that I know. So remember that. Hold on 1 sec. I have to stare at this shit because there's so many of these squeeze together like some sardines. It keeps saying Selena. I hope you see my DM because I know you have a lot of followers, so I'm probably being very beautiful, probably a fuck ton of creepy messages from dudes. I'm not one of them. Well, I'm a dude, but I'm not creepy. Okay, where the fuck is that post? Looking at my good friend Haley's thing about white moon slaying. Here it is. Yeah, so it basically it's very close to your Pluto. So it's like basically like um even though you go through this real dark energy and um this incredible healing process, it's divinely protected. Yeah, you gotta watch out for them friends. I'm not trying to make you paranoid. I'm just saying, like, especially like fake friends, use that intuition. Plug in. Um Because I should say. Okay. So moving forward, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Nothing there. Damn, Hades on your IC. Ooh, I don't know what that means, to be honest. Hades is very Plutonian, so actually I do know what that means. That could, I mean, I've never seen it. IC I usually don't look at with fixed, but I mean with asteroids, but it would probably speak to like some kind of trauma in the childhood. But this one I'm not sure about, so you're gonna have to tell me if we do the follow up, which um I'll do for you for fuck. I mean, just message me and I'll tell you a price. Um, because yeah, usually it's I think I just switched to 140, but actually I'm doing the exact attachment thing. I'm like I'm not gonna do this and I do it. Um, I would do it for you for $90. Yeah, and current astrology is usually people do the two together. That one I do for 250. And it's a 2 hour reading where I go over everything. It's live. And the two combined, they last 3 hours. Nearly everyone does it unless it's like a financial thing that makes you not unable to do it. Um, and that's where I go over every single predictive astrology tool I know. I have 2 master's degrees in psychology. I know this is 4, but I don't give a fuck. And yeah, like I know a lot. And this is just one part of astrology. It's your natal chart. You get this done once, it's done for good. You never have to get it done again. Maybe you can get done from an astrologer who won't be as good as me. Um, or maybe they will be really, really good in a different way, but good luck. Um, and yeah. But the current astrology, it's good to get that done once a year. So you have, ooh, look at you. Look at you. Angel conjunct your Jupiter. So you're fucking very, very, very protected. And you're an angel. Little Pisces angel. Um, ooh, damn shit. You got some crazy fucking, so you have this energy of the female who can make it in the man's like world. In the patriarchal society. You got fucking Lilith, asteroid Lilith on your Mars with Aerith, yo. Like fuck. So anger, if that's an issue, work on it. Because it can get you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like it can get you in fucking trouble. Like it can get you in trouble unless you have that physical outlet through which you are totally getting out that energy. This is the energy of the person who just does not, who just is like it's like I don't want to call it feminist energy, but it's like it can't. Oftentimes it is, but not. But really, what it's all about is just like sticking it to the man. Like not putting up with shit as a woman. You know, like literally being someone who's like it's like about managing. Like if there is bossiness, managing it. But you're super intuitive. Wow, you have a fucking fascinating chart. I'm not just saying that. Oh, your psyche and your part of fortune are on my son. And that's nice. Means we have like a good karma relationship. I know it's weird for me to say me and you have a karmic relationship, but we do. But I will also say that, you do with most people are significant. But where's your vertex at again? Is in Virgo. Who's the opposite of my son? Fuck is it at? Yeah, it is. No. Not like in like a love fucking way. Okay, don't fucking think that. I'm saying like there's, you know, like I was meant to teach you something. You know, you're part of fortune's on my fucking son, so you benefit through my knowledge. And maybe, you know, we'll have a continue. Who knows? I really want you to book the follow up. So just communicate with me about it. Even if finances are tough, like, you know, like I don't know, like it actually, you know, your intuition is so fucking on point that you just trust your shit, your shit, trust your intuition. I was looking at something else. Where was it at? Yeah. So just for you, I'm gonna pull up one other thing. No, still nothing. Like conjunct this. Oh, child conjunct with Mars. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I can look it up. A lot of these asteroids I just added to my list. Why is child not on my main thing? I need to add that. I need to cancel this. Make screenshots. Hold on 1 second. I'm looking for something. Yeah. So child is an asteroid, right? In astrology, this thing that we're talking about. And it's about, you know, self-esteem. The inner innocence within us, that we keep hidden from the world, right? The unfiltered part of us, right? So, and a lot of times it's frozen within us, and it's very, very bad when that happens. So, yeah, so there can be lots of like grief to be that child again. And with Mars conjunct it, I don't know what that means, but we're gonna look and we're gonna see, and it's gonna say repressed or unknown anger stemming from childhood unresolved emotions. There we fucking go. And I need to add this to here. I know I look tired. I'm not. My soul is tired. Just joking. I confuse people a lot because I say shit that's like not serious at all, but I don't fucking like change any expression. And then I like also kind of forget I'm doing it. It's just some crazy shit. Okay. I am going to end this reading in a second, but I need to find that. Okay. Well, that's it anyways. Yeah, I couldn't find anything else. So an hour 54. Look at that. Damn. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this is everything that you waited for. Thank you so much for your patience. I really appreciate you. You're amazing. You're a special person. You're very, very, very special. And I wish us to have a continuous relationship. But whatever happens, happens. So kisses to you from Europe, from Romania. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope it taught you a lot.